I've been driving trucks for over a decade, and during that time I've heard every strange road story imaginable. Most truckers have at least one. A shadow crossing an empty road, a figure standing where no person should be, a voice on a radio frequency that shouldn't exist. I never believed any of it until last October. It was around 2:15 a.m. On the M6. The motorway was almost empty and a thick layer of fog had settled over the road. I was hauling a load north and listening to a late-night radio show just to break the silence. That's when I saw him. A man standing on the hard shoulder. No broken down car. No flashing hazards. No nearby services. Nothing. Just a lone man standing perfectly still with his thumb out. Every instinct told me to keep driving, but something about him bothered me. Maybe it was the cold. Maybe it was the fact that he wasn't moving. Or maybe it was something else entirely. Against my better judgment, I pulled over. The man walked toward the truck at a calm, steady pace. He wasn't shivering despite the freezing temperature. He carried no bag, no phone, nothing at all. When I asked where he was heading, he only gave one answer: north. That was it. Not a town, not a city, just north. As we continued driving, I started noticing strange things. He barely moved, barely blinked, barely spoke, and when he did speak, it was usually to tell me something he shouldn't have known. The first time, he warned me to slow down about a mile. Later, my headlights revealed a large piece of steel lying across the motorway. If I hadn't slowed down, I might have hit it. I asked how he knew it was there. His answer didn't make sense, but it was possible. At least, that's why I told myself. Then things got worse. He somehow knew where I had stopped earlier that night. He knew details about my journey that I had never mentioned. He even knew about something I had heard hours before while completely alone. At that point, I stopped thinking he was lucky. I started wondering who or what I had picked up. The strangest part wasn't what he said. It was the feeling that he already knew everything. Like he had been watching me long before I ever saw him standing beside the road. Eventually, he told me there was someone waiting farther. No, a young man in a red jacket who was walking alone. Then he thanked me for the lift. A few seconds later, he was gone. No door open, no sound, no explanation, just an empty passenger seat. To this day, I still don't know what happened in that truck. I've tried explaining it logically. I've tried convincing myself I was tired, but one detail keeps bothering me. Everything he told me that night turned out to be true. Every single thing. I've shared the full account elsewhere because it's too long to fit into one Reddit post. But before I do, I have a question. If you were alone on an empty motorway at 2:15 a.m. and saw someone standing in the fog asking for a ride, would you stop?